Hiya, I'm Tava Tucker.
And I'm Racheli Marks, and together we connect through the stories we hear.
During our episodes, we hope to learn,
revolutionize,
inspire, transform, and bring relatable content to you.
We would like to also discuss and internalize how your story can be someone's savior. This is the official
Together We Connect
podcast. Hello everyone, hope you're doing very well. It's Racheli Marks here.
And Tava Tucker.
We are back for our sixth?
No, we never can
we never can remember this
part.
part. Hey, I always try and do this.
Sure, but we're so excited
to be back.
To be back here, yeah.
And we want to introduce you to a very special guest who we have
all the way,
but not actually with us, virtually over the phone.
With us, all the way from New York.
Is Racheli Rosenberg.
Yeah.
Hi, Racheli. Could you say hi to everyone?
Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here, even if it's virtually.
Even virtually, it's good enough for us.
We're so excited because this is our first New York, hey?
But also guest. I think like a guest that we actually don't know personally. So we're so excited to learn from you and to hear your input. So thank you so much for being here.
Oh,
yes.
I'm happy to be the first one. Something about first ones, right?
Yes, always. So we're so excited to start this journey with you and to learn. So we're going to start off here with asking you to tell us a little bit about your background and how you became, you're a health and balance coach. So
yeah, I like to start with balance happened to be. I like to start with balance and health coach because I always feel like it starts there.
Amazing. Please.
So tell us at the beginning of your journey and how you became a coach.
Okay. So for whoever doesn't know me, so my name is Racheli Rosenberg, and I'm a balance and health coach. I do it for the last 12 years, but I would say that my journey with food started before that. So I would say probably, I'll share with you exactly how my journey with food started. Okay. So I had a pretty good relationship with food. I thought it was good when I was a kid. And as a teenager, I never really paid attention to what it is that I'm eating. And it was just going. I used to love dancing. It was no problem there. My trauma with food started when I was pregnant with my oldest. And that was about 15 years ago. She's 15 now. Wow. I was pregnant with my old, and I found out that I have gestational diabetes.
Oh,
and
shame.
My doctor told me that I have to start watching what I'm eating. At the same time, I already had a degree in education for sport and nutrition just because I love dancing. So it was something that I just wanted to do as a hobby. It wasn't even what I went, it wasn't my major, but I just did it like as a side point because I got enough points for college this way. And I just had passion for that. So I said, why not to learn it? So I had all the education in my background. And the second I had to follow a plan because, you get very strict rules of what you should be eating and you shouldn't be eating.
Yes.
I just wanted to eat everything that I wasn't allowed to. And it
I feel you.
Yeah. Until it's not a problem. The second I got don't eat this, it was like, I want this.
Yeah.
So during pregnancy, it was really very careful because I had the responsibility, I had a growing baby in me. I was okay. I'm going to be very, very super careful. And in my words, I was super good. I was very good. What happened after the pregnancy that I know that I still have to be careful. I still shouldn't be eating those foods. I started this, now I'm calling it eating disorders. Then I called it following doctor's instructions. I would eat and I'm like, okay, I'm not allowed to eat that. So how can I get rid of it? So I would just throw it. I would throw up. So
oh, no.
I really got to a place of a real eating disorder. But again,
bulimia.
We get very creative when it comes to these kind of things.
Yeah.
And it was just something that, okay, I'm not allowed to eat it. It's a bad food for me. And it just got into, I had some good days, I had some bad days, and I still kept asking myself, like, what's wrong with me? Why? I know I shouldn't be eating it. What's wrong? I'm not going to get too stuck on those in these details, But by the end of the day, I knew that there is something better than what I'm doing. And going for therapy at that time, especially for me, that I am a perfectionist and happen to be this eating disorder is coming from being a perfectionist, because we have perfect days and good days and I have to be perfect. But that's already deeper thought in. So after that, I decided that, you know what, I have to take care of it. I'm not going to go for therapy because I'm perfect and perfect people don't go to therapy. That was my mindset there. But again, it's totally wrong. And thanks God, we're so much more open with going for help. I decided to become a coach. And I was thinking, maybe if I will become a coach, I can learn a lot about psychology and kind of maybe figure out how to help myself. That really is what happened. So I went for coaching. I had my mentor. I took a lot of really extra courses, more curriculum. And my excuse for my family was, okay, because I'm learning to become a coach, I should be doing all these things. But really, I wanted to help myself. Now, 2 years into that coaching, learning years, I was great. And when I'm talking about I was great, it's not only that I had great relationship with food, and the bulimia was gone, and now I'm going to call it by its name because this is what it was, even though I didn't admit that this is it. It was just, I accomplished so much more. I was able to take these tools that I have from coaching and really put it in and I freed so much of my time and my brain space. And I just felt like, this is really healed the relationship that I have with myself. Like I said, perfectionism was one of the reasons. I cannot say that was the only reason, but it was one of the reasons that I had bad relationship with food. But it wasn't only with food, it was in so many other areas in life. And we kind of looking that, it's okay. And when we're looking at our mind, the way we think, there is so many patterns, there is so many thoughts that we're kind of used to from childhood. And as we grow up, we're just used to them. So we keep doing it. So what I'm saying is that for me, the place that I healed my relationship with food, I can really say that I healed my relationship with myself. And after I did that process myself, and like I said, it took 2 years with a lot of money that was spent on a lot of different courses and different approaches. Right, and some things were wrong, and I really had a lot of learning. I said that 1 second, why everyone is not doing it? Instead of just going on another diet, and here in the community or even around, you hear so much talk about diet, and there is so many different diets that maybe they're good approaches when we're thinking about really if somebody just needs some knowledge. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them can be really good approach. Okay, it gives knowledge about, but it's so much beyond that. It's not that most people know what they should be eating. That's never really the problem. The problem is why we're not doing it. The problem is that if saying eat when you're hungry, stop when you're not, it sounds very simple.
But it's not.
We don't eat hunger, right? What happens if I use food for comfort, right? And if I'm using food for comfort and I'm trying to stop when I'm full, I took away my comfort. What am I replacing it with? I'm left with misery.
Sure. Racheli, you've gone really deep. I just want to take a moment here just to say, you've achieved so much, and just literally, congratulations for what you accomplished. You've really taken an area, something that you actually were going through so much, and not just helped yourself, but you're using it now to help others. And I know you've done it for many years, so I just want to put it out there that it's amazing what you achieved, and thank you so much for sharing it with the world.
It's unbelievable and so inspirational to know that you weren't coming from a place of just sports and passion. It was coming from a place of, I've struggled with this, and it's coming from experience. Absolutely. And I don't know, I think you can teach a lot, and we're so happy to have you here. That's the truth.
Yeah. So
I would say it took me very long time to share my story. I will be honest with you, because for a very long time I just buried it in something that never happened. When we don't talk about something and we don't meet. But by the end of the day, I felt that, when I talk about my struggle, I feel like it's kind of, first of all, it shows that it's possible, because I feel like for so many people, they just think that it's And even if it's not a major eating disorder, even if it's still being constantly, obsessed with food, yo-yo dieting, this struggle that is just there, and it almost became a norm. I was talking about it on my Instagram, that I hear so many women are just talking like this is life. So like there is no other way, and there is another way, and it's so important to know that there is a way out.
So Racheli, like how do you motivate your clients? Like how can we become more of a healthier mindset and lead a healthier lifestyle? Do you have any tips?
So I love that question. And it's so much more than motivation, because I always feel like when we're talking about motivation is good, but it's not something that's always going to be there.
No.
And we have to know. Now, I'm a client, like in so many other areas in life, we do things when we're motivated, and we do it also when we're not. We do it because this is who we are and this is what we do. So I have 4 children. Some nights I'm just not motivated to do bedtime. I'm really not.
Understandable.
If I'm not doing bedtime, it's going to hurt me later on, right?
Right.
So some days I will have a lot of motivation. So then maybe then we're going to do a longer bedtime story. Maybe then we'll have something extra. Days that I'm not motivated, I will do things that I have to do. I will do things that no matter what, they're important for me, and I will do it. So it's going to be maybe a shorter bedtime story. It's going to be maybe only one song, not 3 songs, but I'm going to do it. So when we're talking about our health, weight loss is really the side effect, and I will use that word, side effect, of having good relationship with food and taking care of our body. It's absolutely side effect. So when you really come from a place that I have a healthy body and I want to live in this body, till 120 with good health and energy. And if I'm not going to treat my body, it's just not going to be there for me, right? There is no one else that can do the work for me if not me. So just like bedtime that I have to do because nobody else is going to do it for me, even if you're nanny or you have somebody else, but you want to be the mother that this work, this bedtime with the kid, because this is important for you, your body, it's really only you can do it. And it's just something that you have to do because you deserved to do it. And I think that the shift in the, I talk a lot of mindset shift. So the shift in the mind from, I have a diet, the diet takes things away from me. I have to go on a diet where I deserve to eat healthy. I deserve to treat my body right. When I want to do it, it's not about motivation. Now, days that you have motivation, then goes for the extras. But It's definitely not end on that.
I really love that. I really do, because so personally, this whole story of yours is very, very relatable to my life. And I know that you don't know very much about us personally, but I feel like me and Tova both can say that we've gone through stuff when it comes to having a relationship with food. And I'm sure everyone out there can say the same thing. That's the truth. But something
95%.
Exactly. So I'll share a tiny little bit. It's very, very brave and very, very scary to show those weaknesses, as we would call them, but they're not weaknesses, they actually strengths.
We can see how Racheli's really turn that around.
Yeah, and it gives us hope that we can do the same thing. And it's, for me, for sure.
For sure. I'm obsessed with this whole conversation. It's really like...
And I love that motivation isn't always there. And I was literally, just before we introduced ourselves to you, we were talking about how inspiration does not last. It takes a few minutes for it to go away, and then what? And that's the most important part. And I'm also actually happen to be a dancer, and also someone who loves exercise as much as I sometimes don't want to do it.
You got a great figure.
We all have those moments.
Yeah. So so the way I changed the way I was looking at it, obviously at the beginning, I started it for weight loss. That's what I originally started doing it for. And you become so obsessive and so miserable with no changes within yourself that eventually you start thinking, why am I doing this? And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to get faster. I want to do better. I want to be stronger. It shouldn't be, as you said, the side effect is the weight loss. And I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
And it's not...
It's always a side effect. It's always, always, always a side effect. And it's a good side effect.
Yeah.
But it's a side effect.
Yeah, and healthily too. it's a terrible side effect if, God forbid, someone's not well. That's the truth.
100%. I will tell you even more than that. When I have a client that comes in and they have this urgency on weight loss, I know right away that the mindset there is wrong. There's something very, very... Because when we're talking, like you said, also the weight loss, 100% that it has to be healthy. It's always have to come from a place of really loving our body and loving ourselves and treating ourselves, right.
Wow.
Now, I also, so you're going to want to know, like, how can you love yourself and still want to lose weight, right? Because this is the question that I
that was my question.
Always get. Like, so the answer to that is like this. I really don't know. Do you have children?
Not yet.
Not currently, no.
Not yet. Do you have a cousin or nephew, someone, a little kid you love?
Yes, we have
Okay.
I have nieces and you have nieces and nephews.
And a nephew, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
sweet.
Okay, so when you're talking about little kids that we love them. We know that they're not perfect. Meaning maybe there is certain things now as a parent, even more that sometimes think like, you know what, I know that there is certain areas that I have to work with my kid. I still love my kid. And that the fact that I'm going to help him or her to change something or work on something, it doesn't come from a place that I don't love them as they are. I just know that they're
love
capable
where you're going
of
with this.
then why not?
Oh, I love that. I think also it really, wow, it's amazing. It hit the spot.
It hits home. I love, Racheli, how you really thought of so many examples. Metaphors, yeah.
It's amazing. And as you were saying, loving oneself, sometimes it kind of distorts and becomes something where you actually hate yourself and you're trying to fix everything that's wrong with yourself. And I'm a huge perfectionist. And I've struggled with that enormously throughout my life. It's caused a lot of issues for me. And I mean, this is the whole point why we did this podcast, to create an awareness that, I mean, we're all struggling.
We're all struggling, but
we're all trying too, and
we're trying to create more of a positive relationship with food, but through a deeper
through the real thing, not through the let's go on a diet.
Yeah. 100%. And when we even think about a struggle, a lot of times we think of the struggle. A lot of times it's not something that we can change. We all have different kind of struggles. And what I always like to tell my clients when it comes to that, I said, some struggles are circumstances, so you can't change it. And something that you can't change is things in your past. It's other people around you. It's, the weather, all of these kind of things. There is no reason to waste the energy there because you're not going to change it. So even, sometimes there is a lot of people that have big trauma in their background and in their past. And we kind of go a lot of times into why me? And because of that, this is why I'm like this now. Now, really, we cannot change that. But there is one thing that we could change, and this is very important to remember. We can change the way we think about our trauma. And this is why you can see sometimes people go through trauma and growing, and other people go through trauma and they're falling. The trauma is not the reason. It could trigger, it triggers our thinking. The question is, what is it that we want to think? We could choose it. It requires work. And I'm not going to say for 1 second that it doesn't require work. It requires work and a lot of mindfulness. And this is really one of the reasons that I meditate myself, because when you want to have control on your mind, you have to start practicing it. It's not something that's just going to happen. But when you're really intentionally choosing to think one thing, then you can get out of the trauma just by reframing the trauma and choosing to look at something else in the trauma, why you want to grow from it and not fall from it.
Wow.
Was that clear, or too much?
No.
We're just flabbergasted. Because we're amazed.
We're in total awe, and I like that reframing it. It's exactly what you did. It was like you realized there was something more. You didn't want to carry on in this negative spiral, and you went ahead, you studied, you did more. And now you're this wonderful coach helping people. So I want to ask you, Racheli, when do you meditate and how often do you do it? Like, what do you do to meditate?
Okay, so I meditate every morning, actually, sometimes every night also. And I will just take a few minutes for myself. And I will tell you even more than this, if I need some moments through the day. I always feel like, we have so much stress going on in our life. And the stress it doesn't have to be major things. It can be just, that you have such a busy schedule. We kind of forget to pause and just think. So what I found people a lot of times, they would sit down to eat something. So this is how they pause. But sometimes you don't have to sit down and eat if you really don't need the food right now, if you're not hungry. And definitely when you're hungry, eat and get your enough nutrition in, and it's important. But I'm saying if you're eating right now just because you need to pause, sometimes all you need is just to sit down and take a deep inhale in and just breathe. Just ground yourself just from... So I'm saying that I will have my morning and my night meditation. Night, not always, but always in the morning. But through the day, I will just sometimes pause. I will just sit in my car for 2 extra minutes before I go into my kids. And I just feel like it helps me kind of shift my mindset from, okay, this was my coach mindset, and now I'm going into being a mom mindset. And I want to be able to just pause for myself and just, okay, I can do these shifts with conscious, not just falling into, rolling on with thinking right now about 100 million things that I'm thinking from work. I don't want to do that.
Do you know,
and I need support for it.
I want to add something because I saw something very important, and it kind of links to everything that you've just said now. And the fact that you meditate and think about what is actually going on inside of you is a very important point, because there was this YouTube video, a very short video, because I was, as the saying goes, I feel fat. That's what it is.
Really?
I feel fat. Okay. So I go onto YouTube and I look for help because I don't like this feeling. And this lady talks about how feeling fat, there's no such thing. It's not a feeling. It's not something you experience in your brain. Feeling fat is a physical thing. So feeling, what are you feeling? And then you start to actually plug into all the things that actually may be going on. I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling frustrated. I'm feeling like there's something missing. I'm feeling like maybe a glutton. I don't know. It's a type of... and then you start to actually be like, wait, I'm not hungry. Wait, why? Why am I not hungry?
Self-question.
It's sort of like, I love those moments where I'm like, I could have a chocolate, and then I don't. I love those moments so much. I really do. I love those moments, not because I won't eat it, but because in that moment, I don't need it.
Wow, she's so...
Can I add something to
that? Please do.
Okay, so when we're talking about I feel fat, the whole idea of feeling, by the end of the day, when people want to lose weight, it's much more than the number we want to see on the scale, or maybe a dress size that we want to fit in. By the end of the day, okay, I would say 99%, just because I don't want to say 100, but I would say for my clients, I can say 100% of the people that came to me and that I worked with is we want the feeling. We want to feel great with ourselves. We want to feel free. We want to feel that we can trust ourselves. We want to feel confident. We want that feeling. Now, the number a lot of time we think that, okay, if I will just lose weight, then I would love my body.
And be happy.
If I will just lose weight, then I will have the confidence. But really, there is no physical thing that can bring us the feeling. The feeling has to start already. And then it can be while losing weight and treating your body right at 100%, but it always starts with the feeling. And you can see sometimes really, if we're looking into eating disorders, that people that can be extremely underweight and undernourished, they still feel fat.
Yes, I've noticed that hugely. But in any situation, it's it's so funny that I know this one person, I'm not going to mention any specifics, but they experienced a diabetes in their life, and they had to lose a huge amount of weight to be able to get down to what they were. And even then, I know there are people like that who still experience so many insecurities and cannot see or feel the way they thought they would feel when they're at that number, if you know what I'm saying.
100%.
Wow.
100%. I always have to start from self-love, and when the change comes from a place of self-love, what we also have to remember that when you really, like you were saying before, I think you mentioned before that you started to dance and you really wanted to see numbers going down from the dance. Did I get you correct?
Just in general, when I started exercising, I've danced my entire life, but yeah.
She's a ballerina.
That's her.
I do ballet.
I love ballet. So what happens also a lot of times is that we try to starting to apply, healthy habits. And when the goal is to lose weight and we really don't see the number go down on the scale, or maybe if I have a day that didn't go as planned, we'll call it, and I only, but I still did something healthier than I used to do. If my mindset is only weight loss, I'm starting to think like, what that for? It's not even worth it. But when my mindset is, I'm taking care of my body. So even if my lunch and dinner and I ended up eating late night, this was awful, but at least today I had a good breakfast. At least today I drank enough water. And when we really put the focus on the success, on the things that goes right, we want to create more from this, because every time we do it, we're like, okay, I already got something healthier today. I already did something better to treat my body better today. And then it's not about, did I lose weight? Did I not lose weight? It's not about, am I seeing different in my body? Am I treating my body better?
Yeah, it's
not something that goes away. It's not something that eventually I will be like, okay, I got to this number. What's next?
It's so true. It's what you were saying before about children. Baruch Hashem, experienced with very close children to me. And, they're little and they're young and they obviously we see that they're not perfect beings. But when they do something, you hope in the heat of the moment that you're going to respond lovingly. And as you say, that's exactly what we should be doing to ourselves. Because in this mindset that you're trying to express and really, I guess, put on your Instagram or put on your feed, it's to put ourselves first, not last.
100%. And I will tell you even more than I love that you say that, but the compassion part, because I think that the compassion part is such an important thing that we forget. We think that if we will beat ourselves up, this is how we're going to change. But really, if you want to, and I will go really into even if we think about it like animals, if you want to train a dog and you will punish the dog every time it's not doing it, the dog is not doing the trick, the dog will never learn that trick.
Yeah, it's horrible for them.
Now, with humans, when it comes to behavioral, there is a lot of things that it's our primitive brain. So if we will constantly beat ourselves up for something that we're not doing right, we just will say, like, enough. I just don't want to do it anymore. What for? I'm with it. This is not for me.
So what tips? How can we have more like self-love in our lives?
More compassion for ourselves.
Compassion. Things like this. After action, so after things already happen, okay? So let's say you had a day that you really wasn't so conscious with what you ate, and you ate more than you should. Overfull, we'll call it. Or you know that you had too much processed food that you really would have liked not to have. The way to look at it is like your best friend's telling you something. So if your best friend would tell you that something happened, you're not going to yell at her. You're going to try to understand her, right? And you're going to be compassionate. It's compassion and curiosity. Compassion because it already happened. Let's see why it happened. The curiosity is, what can I learn from that? Meaning right now, maybe trying to do new habits. And when we try something new, we have to expect that it's not going to be perfect in the beginning. It's not supposed to be perfect in the beginning, right?
It's never supposed to be perfect. We're just constantly a work in progress.
It's supposed to be good. It's not even supposed to be good. I'm supposed to be learning now a new skill. So if I'm right now learning how to cook, I know when I got married and I started, my first time that I did was really not amazing. It was far from being amazing. It was far from being successful. It took me so much time, so much effort, and then it was barely edible, right?
Yeah. So I always say at the beginning of marriage, my food looked like pieces of art. It was like,
I promise you it will get better. The more you do something. Now, you were telling me that you're a dancer. Now, I to dance ballet. Do you remember the first time you tried to dance on your toes?
It's just unbelievable to see how far you come when you look back, because you don't see the progress until, I don't know, you see a picture of yourself. I always feel like when you look back at pictures, you're like, wow, I looked so good then. What happened? And then you'll do the same in the future.
But we can also reverse it and do the other way around. And when the focus is that I'm going to take care of my body and I'm just starting with something small. A lot of times also, we right away go to the extreme. I'm going to change everything about my life right now or everything about health. When really, 1 second, let's just take one thing and make it a habit and really become this person that, let's say, walks 10,000 steps a day, okay? Now, it's not only that I'm going to walk today 10,000 steps a day. I'm a person that walks 10,000 steps a day. It's becoming part of my identity. So this is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to really work on creating that habit. Okay, now when I already have that habit and I'm already this person, then I can take something else. And then I can take something else. Because by the end of the day, I want to live till 120, right? With good health.
Whatever,
But there is no rush. There is no rush on when do I have to drop certain amount of weight? When do I have to I can always every day be healthier. I can always every day do something a little bit better.
Can I ask you, Racheli, a personal question? You mentioned you are or were a perfectionist. The minute you let go, did you feel like a relief?
100%. Part of being a perfectionist will never admit that I struggle with my food. Part of being a perfectionist will never start something new. Meaning, let's say even Instagram. When I started my Instagram, it was letting go of perfectionism because my perfectionist me would never do Instagram because the videos will never good.
I mean, they're perfect.
Meaning they're getting better. They're always getting better. But if you go into my first one, the ones that I post now are much better, and the one I'm going to post in a year and 2 years are going to be much, much better, right?
Right.
So
yeah,
doing that, and I will tell you, even I remember the first time I gave a speech, and you probably hear in my accent that English is not my first language.
It's unbelievable.
It was knowing that I'm not going to be, that maybe I will make some mistakes, or maybe my accent is going to be really strong at one time, but that's okay. I don't have to. I have to know that I'm giving myself, and sometimes you rather give a B work, but do it, and then next time do it better than not do it at all, because then you're just not going to do it.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow. Sure, you're a real go-getter. It's so inspiring.
It really is. It's unbelievable.
Thank you. And it's not something that came natural and easy. I will be very honest. It's something that I definitely worked a lot on, and it's a constant work. And the more that you just get used to going out of your comfort zone, and this is what I was saying, that when you getting used to doing it, when it comes to your relationship with food, you can just apply it to everything else. My motto when it comes to comfortable is that it's impossible to always be comfortable. So I rather to be uncomfortable in times that at least I'm getting something out of it.
Do you know, it's you're talking to every single personality of mine. It's so funny because
you've got multiple personalities.
Literally, that's what it feels like.
You just said we all deal with the same things. We all, we struggle with the same thing. We work on the same things, and we're constantly even today, there is always, we say it's called the inchworm
method, the inchworm.
Like an inchworm moves. Yeah, so
it's like one thing at a time.
Inchworm, it's going to be, there is always the A, you're always going to have days that are going to be great, A game, B game, and C game. So yes, even later on, even the more that you go, you will still have days that are not great. But if you would look 2 years ago, the days today that are not great, they were your best days 2 years ago. So we constantly grow, but we're constantly going to have days that are, not the best.
I love that because
I feel like Racheli's a goddess. Sorry, like I really I'm so blown. Thank you.
It's amazing, and I really so one other thing that I relate to is the fact that at 15 years old I moved from the UK to South Africa, and in that moment of decision I realized that, Racheli, you have to change. You know, you have to become someone else and be the person that you actually want to be, because you got to stop hiding. And I took it to the complete opposite extreme, which I do not recommend whatsoever. And that is where I started facing every fear that was haunting me, as some people would say.
Wow.
And
that requires a lot of time.
It also takes a lot of perfectionism to believe that you can do all of it all at once. So that was really not clever, and caused me a lot of issues. But when I did do that, I realized, as you said, you have to do one thing at a time. You can't be focusing on a million things. Otherwise, it's completely overwhelming and can push you actually to a downward spiral. So, I think
and that's why Racheli's called a balance coach.
It's amazing.
Okay? Like, we've got to balance it all out.
Balance come first. And you know, it's very interesting that when we're talking about balance, and a lot of time people think that balance means that I have to have equal, and I have to put equal efforts everywhere, or that I have to have equal things in the same time. I like to do sometimes with a client, we do something called the wheel of life, that is kind of showing, where that balance. And, and that's okay in some times in our life to want to put a little bit more time into our family. And in a different period of times, I want to put more time into work. And sometimes I want to put more time into my, working on my health. That's okay. As long as I'm very conscious on my decision and it's not constantly going in towards one direction. It really is following with my desires and my goals. Because when we're talking, let's say, about really what is it that we want, there is so much background noises, even when it comes to our health. Some people, sometimes they want a certain dress size. And do you really want a certain dress size, or is that your family, or is that society, or your friends, or because achieving something requires work. And if you want to achieve, you have to know that you're okay with putting that work, that it's worth it for you. Sometimes people say, you know what, I don't want to achieve this. If I'm treating my body right, I'm eating right, I don't need to be this specific size if it means that I have to go the extra mile. It's just not worth it for me.
It's so interesting because the first word that comes to me when you're explaining this is when people try and take the easy route out, whatever that is, it's usually the unhealthy way. Like, it's like they're apathetic to the situation. They refuse to feel anything towards the situation. It's just, I'm going to do this because it's going to get me what I want.
And it doesn't last.
Right.
It doesn't last.
It won't last, and it can, God forbid, harm you very badly for life. So, it's really, like, I feel like it's a bit of an apathetic feeling.
Yeah.
Just not caring about oneself. And that's exactly the opposite of self-love.
I won't even say not caring. I would say that a lot of times we just don't really know how to feel.
Right.
We're going here to a whole different area.
This
is also one of that I'm teaching in my courses, is really we learn how to feel. We're so used to taking our emotions and pushing them away. So some people will push it away with food. Some people will push it away with alcohol. Some people will push it away with drugs. Some people will push it away with over busy. Just let me not think about it.
Yes.
So we've got to have you back to discuss.
We 100%. We're looking.
I like that title. How do we feel? How do we feel to be okay and feel?
It's unbelievable. And
once we're there,
sorry?
Because by the end of the day, there is no feeling that we can't feel. And when you're in okay of feeling all your feelings, you don't have to numb them. But you really have to learn to recognize your feelings. You have to learn how to process your feelings. You have to learn to just be okay with being uncomfortable, because some feelings will feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
So feeling comfortable to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, and realizing it, and it's okay. It's like a process. It's not going to last forever. Like if we're in a negative mode okay, just like let it flow through us, then let it be us, and then turn into negative like behaviors.
Yeah, it's, as you were saying, actually, Tova, it's literally yesterday does not determine today, and today will not determine tomorrow.
I like that.
Yesterday was not determined today because yesterday became a circumstance. It's something that I cannot change.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I love that.
So we've got to put that quote down, hey?
I think we want to name
You
that.
can't change it.
What did you say? I need to hear it again.
Repeat.
I said that yesterday cannot affect today because it became circumstances. It's not something that you can change. The second it already happened, it's over. You can just be compassionate about it, learn with curiosity, what can I do different next time? But there is no reason to beat myself up over it. There is no reason to try to change it. It's not. It's over. It's done.
Circumstance. I love this because
what is it? I want to move forward.
Tova's sitting next to me, Racheli, and she's just like, wow. It's so true. So thank you so much.
I'm total awe, and just want to say,
not a lot of pep, but it's my job. So I think that you can feel it.
It's amazing.
No, I felt it over. I mean, I saw this Instagram. It came up in my story. I saw your face. I watched this video, and I'm like,
wow.
That this lady has so much energy, has so much positivity, and you focusing on the future, and just in such a real, authentic way. I'm like, I've got to have this Racheli Rosenberg on the show. So I was so grateful for this opportunity. Thank you.
I also think what you're very much focusing on is right now. Which is something.
Like tackling now in order to
100%, and I think that's amazing. Thanks.
Sure. Racheli, just to end off, do you have a role model, anyone that you are inspired by?
That's a good question, and I was thinking about that. If I really have this one person, I would say not, and I think that we can. I read a lot. Like I told you before, that I meditate, and I feel like, when we're looking around, we can see that we can get inspired from everything. I can get inspired sometimes from my 5-year-old, if she will say something, I'm like, this is really something to learn from. We can get inspired from, so really, how am I getting inspired from my 5-year-old? I was driving with her, and she was looking outside, and she's like, dead tree, dead tree, dead tree. So I asked her, how do you know it's a dead tree? So she was saying, if you see that there is no trees, and there is no branches, and there is no leaves and flowers, it means the tree is dead. And I was thinking, she's right. I noticed that so many times. But if we really want to think about ourselves, so when we're looking about our, let's say, relationship with food, or a lot of times when we're thinking about the way that we act things, so actions is really the fruit of it. So it's really something is wrong in our belief system. Something is wrong in the way we think, and this is why what we're seeing outside is a dead tree.
Yeah.
So I know it, but we can get inspired from really everything. I love Brene Brown books.
Tova loves Brene Brown.
I have every one of her books.
So,
I mean, I learned the whole time from my little niece. Just smile the whole time.
So many. I feel like information these days is just so easy to find. There is so much. There is so many books and audiobooks and podcasts. And if you just want to learn and get inspired, you just have to put your mind into the place that I'm getting inspired today. I promise you will get inspired from everything and everyone.
That's beautiful.
That's very wise. Hey? So much wisdom.
It's unbelievable, but we have a small time limit that we're going to try and keep to. We definitely want you back here, and maybe next time we'll get to meet you in real. It'd be so awesome.
Maybe I want to visit New York or Israel.
I would love to, hey? But before we do end off, first of all, we want to know if you could give some information to our listeners if they would like to get in touch with you and how they can contact you.
Okay, so I have on my Instagram, it's Coach Racheli Rosenberg. I have my website there. You can just click there, and I always offer consultation calls. So if somebody just wants to get in touch, wants to know a little bit more about the program, how it works, I work, since COVID, we got so comfortable with Zoom. So I can really say that I work with people from all around the world.
Amazing.
And you can just reach out from there.
That's amazing. And are you willing to share a phone number? You don't have to at all.
A
message over Instagram. Perfect.
You have through my Instagram. You know what? You can put it. It's 718-974-2327. You can send me text messages there, and I will definitely answer.
That's amazing. And just one more thing that we always do on our podcast, and that is we like to talk about one thing that we are grateful for in this moment. And could you kick it off, Racheli?
First of all, I'm grateful for being on this podcast and really to share what I have, because I really feel that this is my calling. I went to college for something that was really that has nothing to do with coaching or food. Originally, I went to college for engineering, so it was really not that field. And I feel like Hashem gave me my struggles, so I will be able to help other people with it and to really, to really do what I have to do. So I am thankful for that. So I'm thankful for you also for the opportunity to share it with more people.
Oh, thank you. We are so grateful for you being here.
we're so. I'm actually I'm getting really emotional. Like, Racheli, thank you. Really inspired. I mean, my. Grateful.
Okay, what are you grateful for, Tava?
I'm just grateful for this conversation and just for like the concepts to what I've learned so much tonight, but particularly I'm so grateful to learn how to love ourselves more and just to like not be so hard on ourselves. So thank you, Racheli, for that mindset.
Wow. I'm going to end off with my thank you. I am so grateful to Hashem for, I guess, creating you, because you've literally you've opened a lot of doors for a lot of people, and you're not just helping us, you're helping the new generation, which is your children, which is, please God, your children's children. You're able to be the best mother, grandmother, please God, great grandmother, to the generations, because you're able to tell them that I went through this experience, and if you ever go through something like that, I can be there for you. And I'm very grateful.
And there is a way out.
There's also a way forwards. And
100%.
I'm very grateful for you to be on here as well. So thank you.
Wow. Great evening.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. We're just going to end off. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening wherever you are. We are wishing you the best day.